Be about like this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to another Thursday night here at the Fjord Oyster Bank for our Shuck and Strum concert series. We have been having such a great time with these here, and tonight is going to be a wonderful performance. These are also streaming on KMAS Radio, AM 1030 and FM 103 right now. Also, we've got it on our Facebook and YouTube pages, so we can come back and check. We're going to have a fun evening with Yotes here. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself, play some great music for you, and I think we are in store for a fun one. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Shuck and Strum, Fjord Oyster Bank on a Thursday night, and a big hand as we get ready for Yotes, everybody.
How are you guys doing out here in Hoodsport this afternoon? And I guess in Shelton and around the world too. I'm up here from Olympia, and I do a mix of rockabilly, country, and Americana music. I think we're going to have a little bit of fun this evening. Well, I'm a gambling man. I like to roll the dice. I sit down at the table, toss the cards around all night. I like to place my bets for the boys to see. When the chips go down and the cards come out, I play the hand that's dealt to me. Texas Hold'em 5-card starter, Spanish 21. So many times I've been running down and so many times I've won. But when I place a bet on a new romance, I always roll the 3. 'Cause the game of love is just hard for me. No, the game of love is just hard for me. She was sitting there by the slot machine. She caught my eye, so I thought I might try to get her to come and talk to me. But with a girl like that, you got to know how to live. When she rolled her eyes, it came as no surprise to me that I trapped out again. Texas Hold'em 5-card starter, Spanish 21. So many times I laid my money down and so many times I've won. But when I place a bet on a new romance, so I always roll the 3. The game of love is just not for me. No, the game of love is just not for me. From the tales you've heard about, you think I to learn just to get up and walk away. Staring down the barrel of a losing hand, but you know I'm still gonna play. Texas Hold'em 5-card starter, Spanish 21. So many times I laid my money down and so many times I won. But when I place a bet on a new romance, I always roll the 3. 'Cause the game of love is just hard for me. No, the game of love is just hard for me. I said that game of love, it ain't for me. Start running around playing in punk rock bands. Back about 15 years ago, I was living out in the Tri-Cities. We had ourselves a band that traveled all over the state. Got to play with some bands that I really enjoy hearing and have been a fan of. But usually when we come home, we came home poorer than we left. So when I started doing this rockabilly stuff, I wrote this song about those days. It's 5 o'clock on Friday and I'm heading out of town. Got miles of road ahead and so I put that pedal down. Racing for the city, 'cause I got a place I gotta be. Bright lights, guitars, and a microphone is all I wanna see. Working all week long because I've gotta earn my pay. The weekend's finally here and this is how I'm gonna play. A little guitar picking and a couple songs to sing. Bright lights, guitars, and a microphone. To me that's everything. There's 100 miles behind me, but I still got 90 more. Got no hotel bed tonight, I'll crash on someone's floor. Gas I took to get here cost me more than I'll get paid. And I'm on that stage, you know I wouldn't want it any other way. it's 5 o'clock on Friday and I'm heading out of town. Got miles of road ahead and so I put that pedal down. Racing for the city, 'cause I got a place I gotta be. Bright lights, guitars, and a microphone is all I wanna see. Those bright lights, guitars, and a microphone, to me that's everything. Oh, I do, but I think we're sticking mostly to original music this afternoon. I got something that might scratch that itch for you, though. The one I just played was one of the earlier songs I wrote. This is one of the most recent ones. This is a good old-fashioned crying in your beer country tune. Well, a fork and a knife and a spoon wrapped in tape on a white paper napkin, sit holding a place. I tell the waitress to leave her, I'll just sit here and wait. Though it's all but certain now, she isn't just late. She told me that she missed me and she wanted to see if after all this time had passed, could something still be. That hope that I clung to made a fool out of me. As I sit here sipping coffee in booth number 3. It was 8 years ago on an October night, so small and so stupid, but it started the fight. I said hurtful things, so convinced I was right. When she said we were through, I just drove out of sight. She told me that she missed me and she wanted to see if after all this time had passed, could something still be. That hope that I clung to made a fool out of me. As I sit here sipping coffee in booth number 3. The 4 days ago I stepped out of the snow, saw her as I walked through the door. She gave me a smile and said it's sure been a while, but it's good to see you into space. She told me the time and she told me the place. Looks like I've been stood up on a second first date. Thought we might try again. Seems that won't be the case. She told me that she missed me and she wanted to see if after all this time had passed, could something still be. That hope that I clung to made a fool out of me. As I sit here sipping coffee in booth number 3.
Yo, it's everybody here on the Shuck and Strum stage, and again streaming online around the world at KMAS.com and on the radio this evening as well. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So you mentioned that this was from the newest album. The previous was from one of the first. How long have you been recording for?
Actually, haven't done a whole lot of recording. These are. I'm more of a live performer, and I'm currently working on trying to get a new EP together.
Yeah.
This that last one probably will not be on it. Once we finish this up, I'll play a couple that are going to be coming up with that.
So you were in Shelton last week at El Serape Cantina, and I know you're going to be out in the Union as we get closer to Hoodstock. And
yep, I'll be at Hood Canale on the Friday of Hoodstock.
Oh, that's such a great spot. John DeLeva, great guy, and a great venue there too. So where did you you mentioned that you kind of transitioned to rockabilly. Where did that transition and why did that transition happen?
So the last punk band I was in, we were doing kind of a mix of horror music and drinking songs. And,
yeah, that sounds good.
We had a booker out in Spokane that liked to pair us with the psychobilly bands that were coming through at the time. So here I am watching these guys. Every single one of those bands had an upright bass. And that upright bass player looked like he was having the most fun of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
So, a couple years of doing that, I ended up buying an upright bass myself. And there's not a ton of rockabilly in Washington. I started actually playing in more of a folky, bluesy band. But that got me looking, from the punk to the psychobilly to Stray Cats and some of that era rockabilly.
Oh, yeah.
Then brought me back to the Sun Records era rockabilly. And between that and a friend of mine out of Port Orchard, a guy named James Honeycutt, I kind of started exploring that earlier era country music, too.
Sounds great. Let's hear some more.
All right. So, like I said, I'm working on recording a new EP right now. This one's going to be the title track. See, we're kind of slipping into maybe not the best period of our history here, but there's also some patterns that seem to repeat themselves throughout history. Well, the sun is burning high in that vast and broken sky. It's been months and months again since raindrops fell. The parched earth's hard and surface cracks beneath sparse blades of wilted grass. A farming paradise to desert hell. Further up that vacant lane, past cracked and broken window panes and splintered doors exposing homes stripped bare. This place where people used to thrive has almost nothing left alive. Vitality to despair. These are dark times, oh, they're dark times. You won't see history repeat, but you'll often find it rhymes. There's something so familiar in those words carved in the wall. We're headed for another fall. Beside a crowded city street where desperate people rush to meet the output their boss says they must attain. A man with skills deemed obsolete can't keep a roof or food or heat, a silent threat to those who might complain. A few blocks up that avenue sit offices with skyline views where men of wealth preside in high-back chairs. What other people build, they take, they push those workers till they break, then stash away the gains for idle heirs. These are dark times, oh, they're dark times. You won't see history repeat, but you'll often find it rhymes. There's something so familiar in those rooms carved in the wall. We're headed for another fall. The circle comes around again, and though the story's not the same, once again we're left gasped as echoes of a distant past seem so much like our current source of pain. As we turn another page, we find a boy just come of age, sent marching to those beating drums of war. Those tales of glory he could find just left a broken man behind. They used him up, then dumped a shattered core. These are dark times, oh, they're dark times. You won't see history repeat, but you'll often find it rhymes. You'd think by now we'd learn to read and writing on the wall, but we're headed for another fall. 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 You might say this one's a little bit of a murder ballad. 19 crows have come to roost. 19 dark black crows have come to roost. With the farmer sick in bed and a madman on the loose, 19 crows have come to roost. And the scarecrow just turned away. The scarecrow shut his eyes and turned away. As they pecked out all our corn and they ate up all our grain, that old scarecrow just turned away. deaf to the cries. There's no need for concern. Tell me all those reasons you're so sure. But I hear the cars and scratching claws and beaks against my door. When I look outside, I can see a murder. 19 souls just passed today. More who starved and slipped away. With no crops left in the fields and no help on the way. 19 more just passed today. You shut your eyes, deaf to the cries. There's no need for concern. Tell me all those reasons you're so sure. I hear the cars and scratching claws and beaks against my door. And when I look outside, I can see the murder. Those 19 crows they've come to roost. Nineteen dark black crows have come to roost. With the farmer sick in bed and that madman on the loose. 19 crows Those last couple were a little on the heavier side, so we're going to lighten things up just a little bit here. She got good black hair and a good rust in her eyes. Time with his blue hair reaches her eyes. Well, I pulled up a seat at the bar. She said, what you looking for? With a smile that suggested she's the devil in disguise. That single malt scotch tastes mighty fine. Jameson will do more than most of the time. But when I see her back behind that bar, I can't help myself. It just don't matter what the taste buds think when the red-haired girl is serving up the drinks. I'll be buying that bourbon whiskey from the bottom shelf. Take a look at that bar just to see what I like her to pour. And I find it in a plastic bottle on a shelf by the floor. When she turns around and bends in ways, I pour the mix up for the taste. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, maybe I'll just get one more. 'Cause that single malt scotch tastes mighty fine. Jameson will do more than most of the time. But when I see her back behind that bar, I can't help myself. Well, it just don't matter what my taste buds think, 'cause when that red-haired girl is serving up the drinks, I'll be buying that bourbon whiskey from the bottom shelf. I only meant to have one or two in the beginning, but I'm drinking all night and now my head is spinning. And as the night goes on, my wallet it keeps on thinning. Switch straight for the bar, don't you know I can't stop grinning. Yeah, that single malt scotch tastes mighty fine. Jameson will do more than most of the time. But when I see her back behind that bar, I can't help myself. Well, it just don't matter what my taste buds think, 'cause when that red-haired girl is serving up the drinks, I'll be buying that bourbon whiskey from the bottom shelf. I'm gonna buy me that bourbon whiskey from the bottom shelf. Keep on buying that bourbon whiskey from the bottom shelf. So, we talked earlier about some of the shows I got coming up around here, some of the places I've played in the Hood Canal and the Shelton area, but also in a couple of weeks I got a couple more South Sound shows coming up. I got Tuesday the 29th, I'm going to be back home in Olympia playing at the Cryptotropa. Going to be opening for Matt Axton and Bad Moon. Matt is the son of the country legend Hoyt Axton, also, yeah, legendary country singer, actor, you name it, Hoyt did it. And actually met Matt back in March when I was out on tour in Montana. Him and his band dropped in, caught me playing out at the Hofbrau in Bozeman. We started talking, and it's like, hey, we played out of the Hot Springs tonight, and it's like, cool. You guys from around? Or no, we're out of LA. Oh, really? I'm out of Olympia. We're playing there. Cool. Want an opener? It's funny how things come together when you're on the road. But then the night after that, I'm going to be joining Jake Varden and the Sturgeon River Boys. They're a bluegrass, classic country kind of band out of Saskatchewan. So that's July 30th. I'm going to be playing with them up at the Spanish Ballroom in Tacoma. That is if you've never seen a show there, that is a beautiful venue, great sound system. So excited to be playing there again too. And enough yapping. Here's some more music. Well, I used to think that there would be a time find a girl and maybe she'd be mine. But it always seems like on my day too later I lose my never just hesitate, and another chance at love has passed me by. That's the long and short of it, I know. There was something that I could do to change. I would have done it so long ago. I'm sitting here so lonely, can't find the one and only. It's another big blue solitary Saturday night alone. You could be so happy, can't you see? In a little house built just for her and me. But the years that pass and as time goes by, some dreams come true while others die. This one, it just wasn't meant to be. That's the long and short of it, I know. There was something that I could do to change. I would have done so long ago. I'm sitting here so lonely, can't find the one and only. It's another big blue solitary Saturday night alone. That's the long and short of it, I know. There's something that I could do to change. I would have done so long ago. I'm sitting here so lonely, can't find a one and only. It's another big blue solitary Saturday night alone. Another big blue solitary Saturday night alone. Oh, it's another Saturday night, and I ain't got nobody.
Yotes again here on the Shuck and Strum stage on a Thursday night at the Oyster Bank. Thank you so much so far. Sounding great. Where do you get inspiration for your songs? Where do they come from?
All over the place. Yeah, some of it's going out. Yeah, I'm traveling all the time. I spend a lot of time in dive bars and see a lot of stuff happening there.
How much time do you spend on the road, on tour, things like that?
Last year, between Washington, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana, I played 133 shows.
Wow.
Get all the way out to as far as Big Timber, Montana, and I'm currently working on, this October I got to run down into NorCal. Going to be playing out in Chico, San Francisco, and trying to add a couple more to that trip, and putting together a run early next year to take me all the way down to Arizona and back up through New Mexico, Colorado, and
that's
just
amazing.
Start branching out a little further.
Yeah, that's awesome. Continue it on here, sounding good.
All righty.
Well, I tried and I tried and I tried so hard just to put on my walls and protect my heart. I've been keeping on my guard, but you slipped through. You caught my eye and you know it's true, and you like those things that I love to do. Well, baby, you got me crazy over you. We could have the sweetest thing, the kind of love you'd see on a movie screen. Baby, if you just take a chance on me. I said, oh, baby, please, will you take a chance on me? Now I know you've been hurt in the past. Some scars will fade, well, others last. Feels like it's less at stake if you stay free. We both know love can be a scary game. For the chance at joy, you gotta risk the pain. Honey, will you take that risk with me? We could have the sweetest thing, the kind of love you'd see on a movie screen. Baby, if you just take a chance on me. Said, oh, baby, please, will you take a chance on me? the sweetest thing, the kind of love you'd see on a movie screen. Baby, you just take a chance on me. I said, baby, please, will you take a chance on me? Baby, please, will you take a chance on me? I said, baby, please, will you take a chance on me? Now, most of the nights, about sharing my songs with you people, but one of the things I like to do when I'm out playing, I've got some friends that are really great songwriters out there, and so I like to share some of their songs. This one's from a friend of mine, Quinlan Conley. He lives all the way out in Livingston, Montana, and it's well, it was kind of influential on the song I'm going to play after it too, so. It's off of his album Broken Things. It's called the Self-Destruct Sequence Initiated. Bruised and battered from the start, with a folk singer's knife and a prize fighter's heart, twisting thoughts of steel together. I've been speaking in songs that never mattered. I never asked for this drive to drive. Never asked this horizon to keep me alive. Romantic notions, I've had a few, and I spend my days just playing the fool. I'm down here singing the blues. I've been known to howl at the moon. Where's the medicine? Promise I'll be better then. I won't be fighting all these cold wars I've already lost. Won't be trying to make gold from cold steel strings and Motown soul. This band could be my casket. I'm already home. Feel right at home, singing the blues, playing the fool, crying over you. Show me a sure thing and I'll tear it apart. Yes, I've perfected this losing as art. Every road has a song of its own. Just try to sing them on now before I'm gone. 'Cause I fall somewhere between the lines, with this asphalt skin and this guardrail spine. Romantic notions, I've had a few, and I spend my days just playing the fool. I'm down here singing the blues. I've been known to howl at the moon. So where's the medicine? I swear that I'll be better then. I won't be fighting all these cold wars I've already lost. Won't be trying to make gold from cold
Steel strings and Motown soul. This band could be my casket, I'm already home. Feel right at home, just playing the fool, singing these blues, dying over you. So where's the medicine? Promise I'll be better than I won't be fighting all these cold wars I've already lost. Won't be trying to make gold from cold, steely strings and Motown soul. This band could be my casket, I'm already home. Feel right at home, singing the blues, playing the fool, crying over you. I've been trying just a little bit harder to keep my head above the water. Quinn writes a good song, doesn't he? And like I said, that one was pretty influential as I was writing this one. This is one that you can actually find out on Spotify or Apple or wherever you stream music. A song called Tanks of Unleaded that I dropped about a year and a half ago. She turned and slammed the door and up to someone else's open arms that night. So I loaded up my car with my guitar, bound for another city's life. The highway center line raced with the chaos in my mind, regretting woe and told to join them at the finish line. Hide the hurt behind a veil of bitterness and spite. I've often pretended that these tanks of unleaded fueled a heart of stone, nearly destroyed by this hollow void that has grown and grown. Memories of ghosts haunt the mileposts and the engines moan. I thought home is a person, but I'm so tired of searching, so I'll go it alone. Since then it seems my fate and these miles of interstate have always been entwined. Always on the road again, off to some place I've never been to see what I might find. I'm driven so it seems to go replace these broken dreams with a toxic self-reliance, smoking beers and gasoline, and a burning need for something that I just can't seem to find. I've often pretended that these tanks of unleaded cooled a heart of stone, nearly destroyed by this hollow void that has grown and grown. Memories of ghosts haunt the mileposts and the engines moan. I've heard home is a person, but I'm so tired of searching, so I'll go it alone. I used to dream that I might share a life with someone that I cared for, and sometimes that hope's renewed. But the seed shrivel and die so quickly I stopped asking why, I just wish I knew. The that somewhere down this highway I would find me something true. The trail has grown cold in this pursuit of one to hold, but still I try. Masking the loneliness I feel with this time behind the wheel just to get by. I guess I should have known I'd end up on this path alone, and the strings I pluck and words I sing ring out in somber tones. Race ahead to find that place where pavement meets the sky. I've often pretended that these tanks of unleaded fuel the heart of stone, so nearly destroyed by this hollow void that has grown and grown. Memories of ghosts haunt the mileposts and the engines moan. I've heard home is a person, but I'm so tired of searching, so I'll go it alone. I've heard home is a person, but I've grown so tired of searching, so I'll go it alone.
Yotes here on a Thursday night, a beautiful night in Hoodsport for some great live music. So are you primarily solo? Do you have a band or sometimes? Or?
I'm primarily solo these days. I've got a trio back in Olympia called the Rooster Tails that we play straight up just rockabilly, and that's where I get to break out that big blue upright bass and slap her around a little bit.
Last weekend here in Shelton, they had the Bluegrass from the Forest Festival, and some national bands came through, and all those guys have upright basses, and it sounds so cool.
It is the most fun instrument to play.
Yeah, very cool.
But I am actually starting to put some feelers out, trying to find some players to get a band behind these songs and this show.
Yeah.
But I'm looking for some weird stuff. I'm trying to find like a Stray Cats style standing drummer and a baritone guitarist. Well,
not many of those in Olympia.
Not a whole ton.
That's great. You mentioned that last song was on Spotify or whatever. Where else can they find you?
So all of my socials, my Facebook, my Instagram, it's all at Yotes Music.
Okay.
Which, as you posted in the description on the live stream here, is also the same for the Venmo. And
yeah.
But pretty much everything is at Yotes Music, or yotesmusic.com is the website. If you're trying to figure out where I'm playing or where any of your other favorite bands are playing, I strongly encourage people to look into a app called Bands in Town.
Yeah.
It's it actually gives you notifications when a band that you're following is going to be playing in your area. So
that's cool.
You don't hear about the show 3 days after it happens.
I missed it. That's cool. Bands in Town, and you're on there?
Yep, I'm on Bands in Town. I always post the shows on that because it's I love doing this, and if people don't show up, I don't get to keep doing it.
So. Right. Well, let's hear some more.
Ooh, I haven't done this one for a while. This is usually one we do with the Rooster Tails, but since it looks like I'm going to be out in Tri-Cities next week, doing a little pit party at the Gold Cup. I should do this song I wrote about hydroplane racing. And mark, you gotta rev it up and go. Jump off the dock and put the pedal down. We're gonna give them all a hell of a show. Got a few show minutes, better find your marks and hit that start on time. when the clock ticks down to zero. I'm gonna have this old boat flying. There's no tire shop, ain't no brakes, and there's no room for mistakes. Pistons are pumping, rooster tails flying. Gonna leave you in my wake. We're tearing up the lake. Now I love the smell of that methanol and the V8 engines roar. It's so much fun when the last heat's done, you know I'm already ready for more. Adrenaline's a pumping as you hang it on that skid fin round the ton. See the spray flying high, hear the engines roar. Can't you smell that fuel burn? There's no tire shock, ain't no brakes, so there's no room for mistakes. Pistons are pumping, rooster tails flying. Gonna leave you in my wake. We're tearing up the lake. No tire shocks and there ain't no brakes. No room for mistakes. Pistons are pumping, rooster tails flying. Gonna leave you in my wake. We're tearing up the lake. 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 I might have a soft spot for boat racing. There's no thrill quite like going fast on water. So this next song is the first rockabilly style song that I ever wrote. It's back when I was playing in that spooky beer punk band. Hit a little writer's block and I needed something to get those creative juices flowing, and sat down and thought I'd just try and write a as cliche a rockabilly song as I could. And, well, I didn't have any cars in this one, so I failed on that, but ended up with a song that I'm still playing 15, 16 years later. I was hanging at the bar with my buddies the other night. Had a few beers, everything was going alright. When this girl walked in and I couldn't believe my eyes. She was rocking them high-heeled shoes and fishnet tights. She had a tight little skirt and ponytail looking so right. I walked up to her, you know I didn't think twice. I said, you're the cutest thing that I've seen all night. Oh, tell me, pretty baby, where you been all my life? You're the prettiest little thing my eyes have ever seen. The joint lit up right as you walked in, and every single body you had is a sin. Hey, little kitten, won't you come and have a drink with me? Some shots. She had a rum and coke and I had whiskey on the rocks. She knew what I wanted and it sure as hell wasn't a talk. Said, you're the cutest thing that I've seen all night. Oh, tell me, pretty baby, where you been all my life? You're the prettiest little thing my eyes have ever seen. The joint lit up right as you walked in, and every single body you had was a sin. Hey, little kitten, won't you come and have a drink with me? I said, hey, the little kitten, won't you come and have a drink with me? Hey, the little kitten, won't you come and have a drink with me? So this next song is one that, yeah, I've been putting off recording this one for too long. I think it's not going to make it on the EP. It doesn't fit in with the rest of that, but I think I need to get this one done before next summer. We'll call it the feel-good song of next summer. Was the middle of June, our last high school dance. The dress you were wearing had me caught in a trance. I said, would you like to make a little romance? Could we take a walk outside? I snuck out a bottle from my grandpa's still, and I know a little spot by that park on the hill. We could sneak off together, have our own little thrill. I'll never forget that night. It was you and me and that little brown jug, watching thunderstorms and the lightning bugs taking in the beauty of the summertime at dusk. It just don't get any better than this. The best memories of my life consist of those lightning bugs, thunderstorms, and dust. After graduation, I buckled down. I saved a little money, started looking around. Found a bit of land just outside of town where we could build a life. Put up a house between the sycamore trees, and on that patio, in the warm evening breeze, I reached in my pocket, got down on one knee, and asked you to be my wife. It was you and me and that little brown jug, watching thunderstorms and the lightning bugs, taking in the beauty of the summertime at dusk. It just don't get any better than this. The best memories of my life consist of those lightning bugs, thunderstorms, and dust. As the years went by, we had some kids of our own. We filled up that house and turned it into a home. But when we'd put them to bed, we'd sneak out back alone to hold each other tight. But children'll grow, they move away, those wrinkles appeared, and now our hair's turning gray. You miss those times so far back in the day when we shared those summer nights, when it was you and me and that little brown jug, watching thunderstorms and the lightning bugs, taking in the beauty of the summertime at dusk. It just don't get any better than this. The best memories of my life consist of those lightning bugs, thunderstorms, and dust. There's a cloud on the horizon, the day is almost through. So let's take a bottle to the back porch, baby, find out what a summer night can still do. For you and me and that little brown jug, watching thunderstorms and the lightning bugs, taking in the beauty of the summertime at dusk. It just don't get any better than this. The best memories of my life consist of those lightning bugs, thunderstorms, and dust. Those lightning bugs, thunderstorms, and dust. Lightning bugs and the thunderstorms and dust. Thank you. Going to do a couple more here. I'm going to share another song that one of my friends wrote. A Washington local who ended up doing some big stuff, starting a band after he moved off for college. I grew up watching his high school rock and roll band out of Westport, a band called Soylent Green. Totally lost track of what was going on, and when they split up, I knew old Leon had to be doing something musical because he was just too good not to be. And fast forward to 2014, I'm living out in Montana playing bass at a Johnny Cash tribute, and we're out at Sturgis, our last night of the Broken Spoke. There's a scumbag country band that played right before us, a band called Hellbound Glory. Lo and behold, Leon was now going by Mr. Leroy Virgil Bowers, and he put together one hell of a country band. Moved back home to Olympia a few years after that, and first time I saw him play, the first thing he ever said to me was, "Hey, Oates, did you bring the bass?" So I got to do a few tours playing, and got to learn some of the songs, and this is probably my favorite Hellbound Glory song. This is a Highway Ghost Story right here. High Sierra Mountains heading through a reservation on a cold and icy night at an old Texaco station. That man behind the counter as he handed me my change said, "Son, best turn around or take it easy on our lanes, 'cause there's 13 corners on the road across the pass, built right through a burial ground of steel and broken glass. That two-lane highway's haunted by the souls of those who've crashed, so watch out for the ghosts and don't take the turns too fast." Headlights fast approaching right there in my rearview mirror. Looking forward just in time to swerve, I nearly hit a deer, and that car careened past me into the ravine. Forest, it lit up just like a matchstick gasoline on that 13th corner on the road across the pass, built right through a burial ground of steel and broken glass. That two-lane highway's haunted by the souls of those who crash, so watch out for the ghosts and don't take the turns too fast. When I hit the brakes right where that car had gone on down, went searching for the wreckage, there was nothing to be found. Just a rusty, burnt-out engine and a crushed-up metal frame with those woods as my witness. Hey, I swear that I saw flames on that 13th corner on the road across the pass, built right through a burial ground of steel and broken glass. This two-lane highway's haunted by the souls of those who crash, so watch out for the ghosts and don't take the turns too fast. Hey, watch out for them ghosts and don't take the turns too fast. Thank you guys for coming out and joining us on this Thursday evening. I've got one more of my own here. We'll wrap up the live stream, but if you guys keep feeding the tip jar, I've got a bunch of covers I can play for you guys too. Just the rest of my originals might get the station in trouble with the FCC, and well, we got kids over here too, so I'll hold back on those for everybody's sake. Yeah, I got some traveling ahead of me. Heading out to Eastern Washington next week, and have pretty much 2-3 days after I get back from that before I turn around and head out to Montana again. Been racking up miles on that van. It's 3 a.m. out on a desert road. I got 6 more hours till I make it home. I put that pedal down and grip the wheel tight as the hills disappear into the dark of the night. I got miles to go and there's a woman on my mind. Every night I'm in a different bar. I've been sleeping on couches, I've been sleeping in cars. Cup of coffee, then it's back on the road. I got 8 more hours of highway just to take the next show. It ain't no easy life, but it's the one I choose. And if you're lucky, I might break even or just might lose. Speaking of that break-even part, I do got some merch over here. Got some t-shirts. I know it's the wrong time of year, but it's never too early to forget winter's coming. I got beanies to keep your head warm in about 6 months. I'm actually out of CDs right now, which is a good problem for me to have, I guess. But you can stream my music on Spotify, Apple Music, or anywhere. You can follow me at Yotes Music on any of the socials. Of course, we all know the social media doesn't show you anything you follow anymore, so if you don't want to miss a show, I got an email sign-up sheet right here. Once a month, I send out the coming show listings. I hope you throw your email on there, and I see you at a future show. Got to wrap things up right now, though, so until then, I just gotta go, but she don't understand why. I see the hurt in her eyes, and every time I say goodbye. Fire up the engine and throw it into drive. She stands in the doorway with tears in her eyes. They say that it gets easier with time, but I can tell you that's a lie. Called last night, I knew that something was wrong. From the way she said, oh honey, you've been gone for too long. A shaking in her voice gave it away, she'd been crying. I got my pedal to the floor now, cause it's all on the line. I got miles to go and there's a woman on my mind. When I walk back through that door, there ain't no telling what I'll find. God, I hope she's still waiting for me this time. It's been a pleasure playing for you guys, and I hope to see you again soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, that's Yotes here on a Thursday night for our Shuck and Strum. What a wonderful concert here. Thank you so much. Again, merchandise and his tip jar here. You can learn more about him. And he will be back and around the area, too, for those. When are those local performances again?
Yeah, the Olympia show is going to be on the 29th of this month, Tacoma on the 30th, and then going to be out in Union on the, is that the 16th or so? The Friday of Hoodstock.
The Friday of Hoodstock, for sure, yeah. Very cool.
The days start blurring together after a while.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. The Shuck and Strum will continue on August 14th. Motor Car will be here. Then Chris Eakes and Tom and I, Lee Wilson, will wrap things up here on this great Shuck and Strum series that we've been having. More great music here. But again, another big hand for Yotes, everybody. That was great. Thank you so much.
Glad to be here.